Great Scott!
What's up, YouTube? We got another Saturday, which means another series in review day. Today's series that we're focusing on is the Back to the Future trilogy. I'm a big fan. I like sci-fi. I like time travel. So this really is in my wheelhouse.
I like them. I'm not gonna lie, they're not like my favorite movie or anything, but I like the movies. They're good.
The first one dropped in 1985. It wasn't originally planned to be a trilogy. That came after the success of the first one, and then they filmed 2 and 3 at the same time.
Which is cool.
And then released them a year apart.
Yeah. Literally at the end of the second movie it says part 2, or to be concluded, I think.
Yeah, it says to be concluded. There was I believe if you saw it in theater, it said to be concluded in 1990 or something like that.
And
I think
coming in summer in 1990.
Yeah, but in all the DVD releases and Blu-ray releases, I haven't seen that. It just says to be concluded.
Not in the one I just watched.
Did you watch it on Plex?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, we got some great actors: Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, Leah Thompson, Thomas F. Wilson.
Dude, Christopher Lloyd is the man.
Crispin Glover. Well, he was only in the first one.
No.
Crispin Glover was only in the first one. They used a completely different actor in 2 and 3. Crispin Glover, after the first one, started making demands and wanted more money, and the studio wasn't going to give it to him, so they just got somebody else to play him.
Okay. I didn't even notice. I just watched all 3 of these, like...
Well, in the second one, he's upside down.
Oh yeah. Well, he's also got like the makeup on.
Yep.
And then all the back, like the scenes in the 55s are just the scenes from the original movie.
Yep.
Which I guess works.
That's the way it is. The first film is great. There's a little bit of weirdness with the main character and his mother.
A lot of it weirdness. Actually, it's super, super awkward. In fact, they like neck it in the car. Like, he doesn't reciprocate. But it's super weird.
It is kind of funny though that she's like, it's like I'm kissing my brother.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny too. They sort of turn it in like on its side a little bit. But the story is phenomenal. Of course, there's plot holes in it, but that's going to happen anytime you do time travel.
Anytime.
Yeah. The first movie I give probably a 7, maybe a 7.5.
The first movie I give a 7. It's a solid 7, actually.
It is. It's a good movie. It's got an extremely engaging plot.
Michael J. Fox is great.
Yep. Christopher Lloyd is amazing as Doc Brown. I think that's really, like, in that particular time frame, it's what sort of put his career on the map. Because
Scott!
Yeah, he did good stuff with like Taxi and stuff like that. He did stuff before that, but this sort of put him on a different level. And then because of Back to the Future, he got to do Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and he was phenomenal
Another good
in that movie. Yep. So I mean, Doc Brown is a great character. Probably part of how I sort of modeled my life a little bit. But I'm a bit of a nerd, so that's just going to happen. The Huey Lewis cameo is amazing. If you don't know who Huey Lewis is, he's the one who... Huey Lewis and the News do the music for the first movie and the second movie.
Well, the second movie's kind of a rehash of the first movie.
It is, a bit.
Whatever.
And they had some excellent songs for the soundtrack.
Power of Love.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And what's really funny is that where his cameo is, he's sort of making fun of himself, I guess you could say. He's like giving himself a hard time. Which you might not understand that, but once you understand what his cameo is, you will. You may have to look up what Huey Lewis looks like to know where his cameo is, but it's still really funny. You got anything else for the first one?
Not really. I love the chick who plays Jennifer more in the first one than Elizabeth Shue in the other two.
Yeah, but she couldn't come back due to the fact that her mother developed cancer soon after the first one was released, and she stayed to help her mother out, and then...
She didn't act for a long time either.
Yeah.
Like a long time.
She's only done like a couple of things still now, to this day.
I think if you check out her IMDb, it's like that movie, and then it jumps to like 2008.
Yeah. And even the stuff in 2008, I think, is like retrospectives of Back to the Future. Like, they interview her and stuff. Because 2008 was, what, the 25th anniversary of... No, 2005 would be the 25th anniversary of 3.
Yeah.
No, that would be the 15th.
Sidetracked.
Completely sidetracked. Whatever. The second movie was released in 1989. Whoop, whoop. 89. He was born in 89. You young son of a bitch. The second movie was really fun. We got to go to the future in this one instead of the 1950s. Well, we got to go to the 1950s again, too.
Yeah. The future was cool, except it takes place in 2015, and man, they had their sights set high on what they thought 2015 was going to be.
Hoverboards, flying cars, and power laces for shoes.
Self-tying shoes.
Dude, I would love to have a pair of Nikes that look like that.
I mean, they're cool, don't get me wrong, but like I said, I just watched this again for the first time in like 10 years or more, and holy shit, their prediction of 2015 is so out there. And I remember it being like that, even in the year 2000, like people are like, yeah, flying cars, Where the fuck are the flying cars, man?
Well, you know what they did get right, though? The Retro Cafe.
Yeah.
Because that's pretty much what retro has become. So outside of the TVs taking your orders and stuff.
Yeah, the old tube TVs taking your orders.
Yep. They had, like, the kids trying to play the video game, which one of them is Elijah Wood.
I don't know, but they hate the video game because you have to use your hands.
Yeah, that's a kid's toy. But the movie's really good. I give this one probably a 7.
I give this one a 7.5 to an 8. I like it a little more just because of the future aspect, and then the whole almanac thing, but... And Griff's car is a Mustang. Yeah. And
you dig Mustangs?
I dig Mustangs.
They also had like a futuristic Ford Probes riding around. Did you see that? Ford Probe. Come on, it's a fucking probe. Nobody likes the probe. But yeah, it's a decent movie. It's a fun movie. It's not heavy on like serious story plot. But I think the movies were meant to be more fun than anything else.
Yeah.
I don't think they were meant to be thought-provoking or anything like that.
The worst thing about this movie is the end where they show a whole bunch of shit from the next movie. Literally at the end of the movie, before it's over, they show, like, all these scenes from part 3.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do that. Who does that? Why?
Well, it was part of how they filmed it concurrently.
Well, I get that it's like advertising for it, but it's stupid. They don't do that now. You don't need a fucking preview of what's coming. You already want to see it. And people would have already seen it without seeing that preview of what's coming. And then the third one starts up with like a bunch of scenes from the last movie. We don't need that either. Everyone who went and saw the third one already saw the one before it.
Well, it's nice that they went to the Wild West, though.
I enjoyed the fuck out of the third one.
Yeah.
I just got it. I love the third one.
But the second one had a decent story. For some reason, Doc Brown was trying to change the future because, I guess, for no other reason than shiggles.
Yeah, because it's like he's talking. Well,
Marty's kids. We got to do something about your kids, Marty.
Something about your kids. Even though he was all about not changing the future, but
Yeah.
now in that movie he starts off wanting to change the future and
Yep.
not giving a fuck about anything.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But then he's also still worried about the timeline because, you know, the almanac is bad. You know, you can't take something from the future back to bet on sports games.
Which, who wouldn't have done that?
Oh, I would have.
I would have.
Yeah.
You would have. Every single one of you would have done that.
Funny story, they did base old Biff, after he won all the money, on Trump. We're gonna glide right by that. And that's pretty much it for 2. I mean, it's a good movie, it's a fun movie, and if we move on to 3, the Wild West aspect is a lot of fun.
I'm glad they did that.
Oh wait, there is another thing we have to talk about too.
There's more.
You get Michael J. Fox plays his daughter. The first time I saw it, I didn't realize that, but the daughter is Michael J. Fox in drag.
Really?
Yeah,
Like, that's a fact.
that's a fact.
I did not know that.
So Michael J. Fox plays 4 characters in this movie. He plays young him, like present time him. He plays old him. He plays his son, and he plays his daughter.
Well, all right then.
Yeah, he was playing quadruple duty on that one. And now we go to the Old West, which, I mean, it's fun.
It's called Back to the Future Part 3.
It is. I mean,
It's a great title.
It's simple. I mean, they've already got the franchise built. Why change it?
To be honest, if you watch the second one, you know the next one's going to take place in the West because they focus way too much on that TV screen at the museum about Biff's like great-grandfather, Buford Tannen or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of things that...
Mad Dog, right? Mad Dog.
Yeah, Mad Dog Tannen.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that reference it. And, you know, of course, in every movie, the Tannen gets dunked in manure.
Every single one?
Yep. And in 2, it happens twice?
Yeah, because it shows the footage from the first one and then it happens again after he gets it fixed.
Yeah.
$300.
$300. Which in 1955 is a crap ton of money.
Yeah, it makes you want to kick his butt.
Yeah.
Butthead.
Butthead.
Oh.
Make like a tree and get out of here.
It's make like a tree and leave!
But the Old West is fun. You finally get to see the Doc fall in love.
Which I didn't need.
Mary Steenburgen. I love Mary Steenburgen.
But I didn't need it.
It's not necessary, but it was referenced in 2 where he talks about how he'll finally try to understand the final mystery of the universe. Women.
I like the whole Clint Eastwood thing.
The Clint Eastwood thing is a lot of fun.
And especially once he starts dressing up like the Man with No Name trilogy, like with the poncho
Yep.
and all that. That was cool.
ZZ Top is the one who does most of the music for this one.
Yeah.
And they even have a cameo in the movie.
Yep.
It makes really weird references like frisbees.
Dude, far out!
It was right in
It
front
was
of
right
his
in front of
face.
his face. Which, another thing that was weird about this movie, like he plays the Irish version of his ancestor. Why would his, like, Irish version of his
Wife
be exactly
mother?
like his mom?
Yeah, that was
What
really
is
weird.
up with this movie and, like, him with his mother thing?
Yeah, that got really, really weird.
But, whatever, I guess. I guess if it works. They just want to keep the same cast, I'm sure.
The scene where he got to use the gun, that was pretty neat.
You're talking about the scene with like the carnival game?
Yeah, and he's like, let me try that again, and then all of a sudden he's just hitting everything.
Which was awesome because of the reference from the second one where he does the game in the fucking art, or
Yep.
whatever, and he says he learns it at 7-Eleven or something.
And the guy's like, what? It's a fun movie. It just adds another couple of layers, and this one actually tries to be a little bit more philosophical about the whole thing. The ending is extremely philosophical. Well, it's its own level of philosophical.
Doc's kids. This is Jules and this is Vern.
Well, I mean, they went nuts about Jules Verne in the movie.
Yeah, I know.
Each other,
That's the whole thing. Like, you knew they were gonna work out because she was so into like the 100,000 Leagues Under the Sea or whatever.
Yeah, 20,000 Leagues.
20,000, whatever the fuck. I don't read.
That's evident. Clearly evident.
I really dig the train at the end.
The train is pretty cool.
Like, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Although it kills me every time the DeLorean gets destroyed. Because I love DeLoreans.
It's whatever.
I think they're sharp looking cars.
They're not, though. Like, maybe back in the day they were, but now they look clunky and ugly.
We'll talk about this later. By talk, I mean my fist in your face. But anyway, that's pretty much it. They're a good series of movies that you can watch with the kids.
You didn't rate it?
We didn't rate it? I give this one a 7 again.
I give this one a 7.5.
So, I mean, yeah, the good movies, you can watch them with the kids. They're great family movies. You can put them on. The kids usually get pretty into it.
Kids like flying cars and time travel, so...
Yeah, it's just a fun. If you ever get antsy with the kids, you can look up the animated series, and kids will love the animated series. That's something that a lot of kids will have. And Christopher Lloyd even makes some cameos in the animated series.
That's cool.
It's really neat. But anyway, that's a series in review. Watch. Outside of that, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share.
This has been your daily dose of PCP.
We'll see you Monday.
See ya!